welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first episode of Lost in the Lens. Hanging out with director, writer, producer as well, right? For this film.
Yes.
Yeah, you took
Producer
on all the titles. You took on every title
Yeah,
we could find. Well, welcome, Pierre St. I'm super excited to be chatting with you. How are you doing today?
I'm doing just fine. I'm just trying to. I'm very excited to be here. I'm very happy and thankful for you, Vega, to host me in this special program, and also trying to get along with this weather in NYC. So that's a
Man,
lot of things
this
to do.
the New York weather is awful right now. Like one day it's freezing, one day it's raining. The other day, I live in the Bronx, as many people know, and the other day I went outside and it was already nighttime. Like it's already 7 o'clock. It's super dark outside. Stepped into the store, and when I came back outside, it was super bright. Like there was just this magic light outside, and everybody was just looking in the sky, like, "What's going on right now?" And then, like 10 minutes
Oh.
later, it went away. It was the most movie thing possible. I was so confused.
Oh man, that's really confusing. Yes, I know what you mean. I mean, I think it's getting dark on 6 p.m. here. So well, man, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah,
It's like
it's it's pretty crazy.
like being in Denmark.
All right, so let's dive right into talking a little bit about the movie, right? So Nos
Sure.
Moverán, we shall not be
Yes.
moved. For those of you who don't speak who don't speak Spanish, I almost said who don't speak English. That's hilarious. So as someone who speaks English, right? What was the decision behind making this a completely Spanish film? Like, how did you settle on that decision? I know that can be a tough decision for people like us who speak both languages.
Yeah, well, for me, that was a regular decision because I'm from Mexico, and then when the films that we ask the money for should be done in Spanish, but not necessarily like that's not a rule, but that's something that we want to do because that's the language in Mexico, and and for us, of course, we know that for international purposes, this. Well, it's a bit disadvantage because no one wants to watch the film, with subtitles. But that's something that we have to face it, and that's I think I have seen a lot of films in my life with subtitles, Japanese films, whatever, and that's you have to deal with that. But it's obviously that's not the best way to play on international landscape. But that's the way it is.
It's so interesting that we have this general kind of feeling of that, like the American Hollywood market is so dominant in the conversation that it feels that way. But I mean, traditionally speaking, like most of the world watches films with subtitles because we produce the films in English, and your first language was Spanish, so you had to watch the films in subtitles, right? Things like Shrek, like Toy Story, right? Like the things we
Right.
grew up with. Like it wasn't
Yes.
really an option for you. So it's really just us Americans that are spoiled.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of crazy, but that's I mean even when I speak like a regular English, from time to time I don't get some words, so I definitely use the subtitles when I watch the films. When I go to the theaters in the States, that it's a long time that I don't do that. But yes, from time to time I say, oh, I hope they don't put some strange words or sophisticated words that I cannot understand. But because it's so different when I read in English. Well, I can say that what is this word, and I can just use the dictionary or Google or whatever, and say, okay, or read the whole sentence two or three times. I say, okay, I got it. But yes, when you see the films, I got to see always all international the films for me has to be with English subtitles actually, even when it's in English. For me,
Wow.
for me,
So
for
you
me, it's a
watch it with
follow.
English subtitles.
Yes, yes. From time to time, the very same. I don't know. I was on an airplane and I was watching. This is a really cool movie. This Mission Impossible 3, I believe, when
Mm.
it's Seymour Hoffman. So I saw that one with English subtitles because I said I just want to don't miss the some sentence or something important in the plot. But from time to time, I just lose it, and I was just watching the film. But yes, just recently I did that.
That's interesting. That's interesting. All right. So enough about other people's films. Let's talk about No Nos Moverán, right? So tell
Okay.
us from your perspective a little bit more about what you want people to experience from the film when they watch it, and then we'll dive into some more questions that we have.
Yeah, of course. The film "We Shall Not Be Moved," No Nos Moverán in Spanish. Um, it's a film about an elder lawyer that she's seeking vengeance for his dead brother, he last past brother that has he had get killed. Sorry for the past tense. Um, in 1968, in a students' movement, and specifically the 2nd of October of 1968, that there was a massacre of students from the government that tries to put it down. This students movement, Pacific students movement, and then well they kill like thousands of students. So this 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 lawyer's brother was there and get killed, and then 50 years after, she's still obsessed with this with this injustice, and she's looking for the soldier, and she finds a missing clue to get again, the mission to find out who was the soldier and try to kill him. So I know that this sounds like a thriller and a very dark film, but it's actually a dark comedy about the vengeance. So what I was looking for, well, with the whole team, the whole crew and the actors and everyone, that's we are all we all did this film. It wasn't just me. We all trying to get through this feeling of injustice and the vengeance that is almost in every place, every place over the world, that we just feel that we should have better things, or we feel that we are the people are trying to get our jobs or our lives and everything. Those feelings of frustration, that's was something that we want to get through the character of Socorro. That's the name of the main character, and that was something that we want to achieve, because that's a feeling that we feel that is very around now in these times.
Yeah, we had the chance of talking about this when we briefly met a little bit, and I want to really emphasize it because I think it's so powerful. Like you said, when you read the log line, when you hear the conversation around the film, it feels like it's gonna be this super intense action movie, filled with all of these different intricate action sequences and build outs and moments. And it ends up being more of like this heartfelt, warm family story, even to the point where the whole film is in black and white, and there were many points where I was like, man, why did he choose to go black and white instead of color? I feel like there's so much more of the life we're missing because you didn't choose to do it in color. Tell us a little bit about that decision.
Oh, well, yeah, that's a regular question because, well, for me, it was just because the people say, well, what's the problem, man? Everything okay at home? But the thing here is that I was trying to get through what my feelings are, just drove me, to the decisions that I have to make, because when I was writing the script. um, I was just wondering how do the translation between the this how to translate visuals on visuals. This woman that is very attached to the past, and how she's very obsessed with this picture in black and white, and she's so obsessed that she brings this obsession, this past obsession, to the present tense. Um, so yeah, that was the main reason that I was thinking how we can just could be see her own point of view, her emotional point of view, that she's so obsessed with this picture that she looks everything in black and white. And so also because I was thinking about the
Mm.
yeah, to get this black and white style, I think helps also at the very same time to put this nostalgic feeling, because as we see um, the pictures in black and white, I think we just feel like it's from the past, even when it's an actual a new photo or anything. I think you got this nostalgic because of the roots of the photograph that comes from the black and white. So I thought it had these two compositions that really helps very well to get through this nostalgic feeling, that wishing the past lives in the present.
That is such a powerful explanation. Like you said, I hadn't thought about it through that perspective, but her being stuck in this photo, this black and white image, and this is just how she's seeing the world, especially encompassing, the sadness she feels and everything else. It definitely makes a ton of sense and plays a huge role. And you mentioned a little bit about how you kind of thought through this as you were working on the script. Another thing that I've heard you talk about before. Hey, Lana, what's up?
Well,
Another thing I heard
well,
you talk about before, that you put into thought through the script, is the sound design, right? And we talked a
yeah,
little bit about sound design. I'm always talking about sound design as someone who plays in the sound space primarily. It's very
yeah.
important for me to get that piece of the conversation out there. So, you know, the entire experience of putting together the sound design for this film and creating this space of we're hearing her world as opposed to just hearing like the emotion we're supposed to feel or anything like that. What was that like to bring to life, and then how did you get everybody else on board for that, especially in today's age where we have access to so much sound options?
Uh, well, yeah. Thank you so much. I mean, like, what I do, I do try to do most of the time is trying to be submersive. I'm always trying to do the films, and we feel the films, with some from time to time. I'm always trying to do these sensation films, as I don't know. Uh, I'm just trying to reach these films. I don't know, but like Schnabel films, or Steve McQueen's films that are very, from the sensations, from the sound and everything. So I think the sound is really important part of the process, and always I'm always looking for ways to um, to put the viewer or the audience to get through this inside the head of the main character. So in the best way of the thriller, that you discover the feelings and the emotions of the character, as long as they come. So yes, we took like 7 months doing the sound design. because that's something for me is always important. I always like to do these different things and explore. So you need time to do that and to see what is working and what is not working. So from all the part of the process of doing this film, I was there were some things that I didn't knew how to do it, or I just as I don't shoot every day, so I need to remember or whatever. But when I was doing the before I was doing the sound design, I did an how do you say a warning to my friends or well, to my colleagues that we did the sound design together. I said, well, guys, this is going to be tough. It's going to be hard and it's going to be long. So I hope you like the ride because this is the way it's going to be. I mean, it's going to pay off definitely, but I'm not so proud to say those things. But for me, it was the only way that they could be prepared. So they were very good, good sound designers and good friends and good people that they support me and they still stick together until the end. So we were trying to do to find how to use the sounds for do the music. For an instance, we were working very close to the musician, this Alex Otaola, and is a rocker. He used to play in different important rock bands. He has his own, but we were trying to don't put music, for an instance. We were just trying to put sounds, but with instruments. For yeah, for instance, there's a sequence in the film that. There's is going through a taxi, so you don't listen the motor, you listen a cello doing and when it's getting faster, that it's doing with the cello. And I got the sensation, we all did, that when you don't recognize immediately, you can feel that the harmonics, and it's getting through a different sound effect, and it makes you get this vibration, yes, vibrations, that you just go for the emotion. So for me, it's all the way for the emotion. I just work for the emotion, for the character's emotion, for the path of that. Yeah. Uh, to that path of the emotion of the character, for me, is the only thing that we are trying. So all those things that sounds a little bit like too much to trying to achieve, for me is just the best way to get through this.
I'm very big on transparency and other filmmakers being able to learn from each other and develop as we grow. So there was a moment in the film that, for me, from a sound perspective, I feel like you were looking to explore something a little bit further, and maybe you didn't have enough time or didn't get the opportunity. Right? There's a moment where we hear her earpiece come on,
Uh,
and we get this experience of what it's like to not be able to hear clearly because our lead character Socorro is also partially deaf, right? Like she's losing her hearing, she's getting older, right? Which is also a really interesting
right.
character choice as well. We'll talk about a little bit more about that later, but tell us about that opportunity or missed opportunity, or what you were really trying to explore with that earpiece.
Oh yeah, well, definitely that was something that for me the sound has to do something about this the submersive fashion, but also because of the dramatic. So the dramatic is quite important. So in the in this earplug, that is just change the density of the capacity to listen. That was something that I was just very aware that I want to put it a really importance on in the film, that actually kind of achieve in some ways, because we I just I just would like to. My wish that I would have more scenes that could interact with that tool of the sound. But yes, I feel I get a little bit short on that because I from time to time I didn't knew that if it was too much to losing the sound or those things. So I use it like 4 times, maybe 5 times to don't trying to don't get too much into that. And also imagine if we didn't use it that much and we spent like 7 months. Imagine that how much months we will use it if we did it in the other way. But being truthful, I mean, I just get a little bit short because I would like to interact a little bit more with that thing because I think it gets it helps to the films to feel more submersive that you are in Socorro's head. So I love this the 4 3 times that we use it. I really like it. So I'm looking for ways to do it in the next film. I mean, I mean, not that they had a discapacity in the ears, but I think so, from time to time you don't hear very well, or you hear. I mean, not like sounds, but some things that when you just woke up and you don't hear that well or whatever. I mean, if you are wearing headphones or anything. For me, it's important to understand that you are in the world or you're out of the world. For instance, the headphones is a really simple way to say it, but for me, it's quite important if you had your ear, put it down. No, I mean, if you're in bed or if you have a headache. And you feel the sounds very sharp. So those
Hmm.
things are the things that I'm just thinking about how the help us to understand how the main character feels.
And talking about the main character and how she feels, I was having this conversation with a comedian recently about the ways that the older characters get used in a lot of films. So it was
Oh
very
yeah,
interesting and an incredible story to see, especially for some people who may not be aware of the dynamics of living in an apartment building or a conjunto or anything of that nature. Uh, to
right.
see this relationship between this elderly woman who's seen this level of success but is still chasing this revenge of sorts, with the younger guy who's trying to get his life back together and getting this support. Tell us a little bit more about like what that dynamic was like and what it was like working with Luisa, because her performance was incredible. Like she
Oh
killed it.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. She's the best, man. I mean, like working with Luisa is just one of those things that it just happened in your life once in your lifetime. I mean, it's just a great actress. She has all the tools available. She can do a freestyle. She can do very get into the dialogue, but also into the face. She has a really good face to say the dialogues and to perform. I mean, she's the best. She's the best. I mean, and she's always very generous because I was I'm just a first timer, and she was very into the things that I want to try to say, and also she left room to bring her own stuff, and she was very respectful and very kind. And she's a very sweet person, and I'm really the only thing that I think I did in the films in terms of the of the acting is that I tried to bring the fragility that she has, and it hasn't been so exploded in the Mexican film because she's a very actress for doing second parts in really important films. But also she's a master, and she has a really long performance career in the theater, like 50 years or something. I mean, like. I mean that's crazy, and she brought everything that she has to the scene and to help their guys, the co-performers, and she's a team player, so it's so beautiful to work with her. And also, well, the relationship for instance, that she has with Jose Alberto Patiño, that plays Siddhartha, that's the sidekicker, so to speak, in
Hmm.
the film. Uh, it was just incredible because Jose Alberto is he is a rebel soul, so he always liked to do in his own way, and I love that from the people, because he's a rebel, but he likes to attach to for to the project and what the project needs.
Right.
But in that frame, he always trying to do his own flow, and he's looking for the true. And he always told me, yeah, can I change this dialogue? Can I do different things? I said, yeah, man, please do. That's one of the most beautiful things that I think an actor can do, is trying to get into the part, into the character. And there's a lot of room to do it, because if you understand what is the scene about, you can always be playful. So he always work on that line, and helps, of course, Luisa, that she is a little bit more like old fashioned in that sense, that she prefers to respect the dialogues, and he was exactly the opposite. So they really get along in that sense. She helped him to get through the repetition, for example, to trying to do it again, and trying to get always richer emotions. That he
Mm.
wasn't that good in that way, and he and Jose Alberto helped Luisa to get more into the improvisation, and that I think that was a very good team to have. And yes, it was very enjoyable
That's the beauty of
to
filmmaking.
watch them.
It's the teamwork. It's the
Right,
teamwork element, right?
it's the
Like
teamwork, man.
how do we get everybody, all of these people from different walks of life, from different backgrounds, who
Right.
all have a different reason for being here, on the same page and making this amazing. Um,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's
yeah.
easier when you have a really interesting, cool story like what's happening in this film, and the parallels
Oh,
that are
thank you.
drawn with it. Right? It's such an interesting dynamic, especially with everything going on in the world right now. Right? To talk
Yeah,
about this natural inclination to want justice, right? To feel like you were wrong, to feel that something wrong was done and no one has really given it any consideration, right? So in this case, it's the massacre. What was that, 1968 that took place in Mexico,
yes,
where they killed,
yeah, yes,
well, it was almost an entire town, right? Like an entire town of boys,
yeah,
young men that they basically
yeah,
slaughtered, accused of being a terrorist or some sort of gang, and all of these different awful accusations. And we're kind of in a similar place today with everything that's going on, across the ocean, Israel, Gaza, Ukraine, Russia, all of these different
yeah.
places. And I think your film tells a really interesting, honest story about what it feels like to just be a regular person in this, right? So, you
Yeah.
know, for you, how how did you put together this story in a way where it is a story about violence, but it's not a violent story?
Yeah. Well, yeah. What I'm trying to do with the film was to talk about the need to understand each other, to understand the otherness, to someone who isn't me, and it's a very hard thing to do, because it's not about to um sorry if I'm missing the sadly word that I'm looking for, but it's not the same that you have to deal with there's different people because we can deal with that, but it's not the same that we understand each other. And part of that thing is that we have to understand and to admit that from time to time we hate the people that's around of us, or we don't have sympathy for some kind of people or some kind of religion or some kind of race or whatever. And that's something that is important to be aware and to understand why not. What's get into ourselves that we cannot get along or understand that, because we that's something that's really important for me to achieve here, because there's a character in Socorro. The Socorro's character is always trying to. I mean, she doesn't like the gay people. She doesn't like that. The she can barely stand. The laws and all those things that are really are framing our society. And that's a reflection that some things that with humor, of course, that's some reflection that we have in the regular, but we cannot say. That's really important for that's the first thing to for me that we're trying to get into the film. That's the understanding that we feel very often we got this feeling of frustration, and that we don't like the way the things are going through our worlds, and we have of course to fight for and to get better. But it's very important to understand how we have to manage to some people has to do some things that the policeman, the different people to understand that this is something that is beyond of us, that we don't have to fight to each other. That's I think when I'm always talking about this, I cannot. Yeah, it's for me. Is always I feel like I'm talking a little bit naive, but it's important to understand how much of ourselves could do the very same things that we don't like to happen. For
Right.
instance, I'm Mexican, and I don't like the immigration police take those Mexicans away from the family in the fashion that they do. So I don't like just nothing, no, not a moment. But I have to understand what these people are doing. This especially the officers, not the law, not the government. That's something that you just has their own understandings, and the trying to do something that is bigger to understand, but the human beings. So that's something that is really important to see what if I need a job, and I need to do that. Well, maybe I wouldn't have have a ball, of doing those kind of things. And that's something that we want to achieve in the film, because we want to understand that the militaries and the soldiers, that they actually kill people, or they do harm. They don't do on purpose. I know the narrative says that there's these bad people and good people, and that's something that we want to 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 switch. I mean, I think we have to switch the narrative for a more humanistic part. It doesn't mean that we have to justify the things, the governments, or the Palestine, or whatever things are happening. That okay, well, that's part of the world and it's part of the human being. It's not like that. It doesn't work like that. It's just to try to understand this human fashion and why these people are doing this, trying to understand. If we are trying to understand, we are capable to see different approximations to deal with with the problem. So if we're still thinking that there's some bad people that we can call, different names, or different religions, or different ethnics, we always have a bad person. We always have an enemy. So it just changes. It just changed, and we don't know now what we are standing for. Because it just changed the ethnics, or someone. Or if I talk, they say, oh, this is the male, so he's representing the male. I'm not representing but myself. I'm not representing Mexico. When I'm talking by me, because not by the
Right.
masculinity, not by the Mexicans. I mean, I'm just talking by myself, by my own personal life. So to get through this, for us in the film, is trying to see the humanity in the people that did harm to us, even when they they wanted to do it, or they didn't want to do it. So because that feeling of frustration is just in us. That's something that is, well, that's my contention. That's the reason that I wrote that script, because it came as I told you before. It came from a personal um, um, situation that I lived when I was young with my father. So I know what is to feel that you didn't treat well, and it was I got this feeling of injustice. But for me, in my personal point of view, that's something that I got to deal with that, and to get through, and go and go ahead. I mean, walking forward to this. I have to to take away this feeling, uh, to lose it, to get free. So that's something that we were trying to speak. This is a talk that we want to encourage by the film.
And the and the film does a great job of incorporating multiple personal relationships into the story, right? So she's on this journey for justice, and this is part of her lifelong mission. But she's also surrounded by these other relationships taking place, right? One of the biggest ones that stood out to me is, and I'm the oldest of six, as many people know. So I have a lot of younger brothers and sisters, so I know this feeling very well. But the relationship between the two sisters, right? Socorro and her sister, they have
Yeah.
somewhat of a tense, difficult relationship that kind of reflects, again, that human nature, that humanity, the things that just kind of happen in life to us and around us, right? But I feel like, tell us more about their relationship, than we get to see on the screen. I feel like there's so much there.
Oh yeah. Well, for me, the film is it's about yeah, it's about a lot of things, but mainly for me is a film about two sisters that they don't get along at the end. And I'm sorry to do a spoil, but at the end they could find each other, so they can really get along. Um, and for me, that was the main thing that I want to achieve. That's the forgiveness, because this is, as I was saying, when the you can it's very hard to understand other people that is not you, other people that lives comes from different places, different religions, different ethnics, whatever. But it's harder when that happened in your family, in your own table, your dinner table. Is because there's something that it really gets into you. It really cuts you up. So uh, for me, that was is one of the most difficult things to forgive the people that you really love, that you feel that you're being hurt by those people. So the relationship between the sister is a little bit of relationship that my mother she got with her own sister, that it was a very difficult one, but also have a lot of love there, but they don't get along in they don't share the very same way how to deal with the pain. So that's enough reasons from time to time to have to break a relationship, because we don't share the same, the same thoughts, the same ways to deal with some things. So I think that's something that we that happen in all the world, and that's common talk is a common problem. That's something that really those things don't help us to sleep at night, and there are some things that we have to deal with. That I got some really good impressions when the people watch the film and they say, when I finish the film, I need to talk with my mother. I need to talk. I went to talk to my to uh, to my father, to my brother, because they got the sensation that there's no better time now. Is the better time to talk and to deal with that is now, because when
Right.
you get older, maybe it sounds a little bit too late, but for me, that's one of those things that really matter to me. I mean, the characters, when they are a little bit more old, they're more in the final years of their life, how they deal with those things. Because for me, the most optimistic and the most thing that it really gets into me is that it's never too late. I mean, and for me, that's when you go through that thought, and you can actually apply to your life. It doesn't matter how old are you. I think it really makes sense that it's never late to say I'm sorry, as the song goes. It's never late. It's never late to switch our point of view, to switch things, to make to things that make us feel better, and to try to put something into the world, because
And
we
it's
sometimes
it's
we always
also
want to, right? Yeah,
it's also never too late for good things to happen either, right? Because
right.
like
Yes.
so now talking a little bit about how it just feels to be a filmmaker, Pierre, like you are officially Oscar nominated for Best International Feature Film. What's
Oh,
that?
well, yeah, that's a little bit inaccurate, because I'm not nominated yet, but I'm represented my country. That is also a great honor to be. So yeah, we're wishing to get through the shortlist now in December. So some people that is the Academy voters, please vote for our film and watch the film first, and then
We're
if you
speaking
like
it
it,
into
then
existence.
exactly. So well, but it's a big deal for me, because uh, like 3 or 4 years ago, I was someone who was just asking to do this film. That was the only thing that only mattered to me, to do the film. Well, not the only thing, but one of the main things in my life. And this film exactly taught me that the film is not that important. That is just a job. That's something that I really love to do, and I feel really. um I'm really grateful to have this opportunity, but it's just a job. It cannot be just my entire life. That I was just trying to figure out how to deal with the craft of doing, or trying to get a film done, because it's quite hard, of course. So sometimes you just lose your life, and you're just trying to do the work. So it's a just it's a very paradoxical thing that happened. That it's just this film show me how to to prefer, the team effort better than the personal effort and the group achievement, because this is a group achievement, of course, another personal achievement. So and also to enjoy the life, to live the life along. So yes, to be a filmmaker now, to feel like someone who has this opportunity of do this run to the Oscars and to the Goyas, and also to have people that are really are interested in my next projects. Well, it just feels just great. It's just a good feeling, and yeah, I feel blessed to have this opportunity, and I'm trying to get into that in the best way. I'm looking for the next project. I'm writing down the script for the next project, and I have a treatment for another. So there's so many things that are just happening in my life right now, and I just feel grateful with all the people that we just did, and it's just an emotional moment, man.
As it should be. I mean, it's an incredible accomplishment. The film itself is amazing. I had a blast watching it. Is there anything else you want to tell us about the movie before we get out of here?
Oh, well, yes, you have to watch it. You definitely have to watch the film. It's really important for me you to have the opportunity to watch, because it's going to be a little bit hard to find in the theaters, because we have a small run, that it help us, Cinema Tropical. So if you see, you can follow the presentations in the Instagram of the film. That is, and I have to say one in English. Say no slash down. Is that correct way to say it?
Underscore.
Slash down.
There you go.
Pardon?
Yep. Underscore.
Underscore.
The
No
underscore. Yep.
underscore no nos underscore moverán underscore película. That's gets for film. So if you want to watch, what, in which series is going to be showing the film, please just be aware of the follow the Instagram, and
And one of
also
my
if you
favorite
want
things to
to
say to people all the time is Google it. You can Google the movie. You can
write.
type in Nos Moverán and it'll come up. It'll
Right.
tell you where you can watch it. You can follow the page.
There you
Google's
go.
amazing. And it's such a great accomplishment to be like,
In that
I don't know.
sense,
For me
in that
personally, I've
sense.
always felt like it's a good accomplishment.
Uh, yeah, yeah, that's good. That's good. That's definitely, you can Google it. But also, it's going to I'm going to do in your program that is going to hit in platforms on January. So it's going to be we're going to just about like the next week, the launch. The one to bring to the light the news of which platform I cannot say right now, but it will
Oh,
it
exciting.
yeah, yeah, it will be on January. So that's a really perfect time to you can watch this film. And it's a family film, and I really would like to enjoy it for the all the U.S. citizens and the non-citizens that lives in the USA. They're all invited to watch this film that we just did with a lot of heart, and it's a very family fashion, and it's a lot of humor. So just please go and watch it and enjoy it.
Word. Well, thank you, Pierre. I really appreciate it. You jumping on this interview with us this morning. Really can't thank you enough. I love the movie. Like I said, I encourage everybody to get a chance. Go check it out. No Nos Moverán. You can see it in select theaters now, and it'll be coming to a streaming platform in January. We'll keep you guys updated as soon as we get some updates. So
Definitely,
thanks
definitely.
again,
Thank you
Pierre.
so much. Yeah, thank you so much for your time and for the interest of the film. I just feel like be talking with a friend. So it was just a great time. Thank you so much for inviting me.
I'm glad. I'm glad. Well, thank you, and hopefully we'll have you back soon, and we'll get the inside scoop on your next project.
Yes, yes, yes. I cannot wait. I cannot wait that you are very famous and everyone is watching your show. So that will be just a ball. That will be just a ball, man.
It'll be, it's gonna be great. Well, thank you so much. You have a wonderful day,
Thank you,
and
man.
we'll be in touch soon.
Sure, sure thing, man.